Alright, so here's where we're at. This account is pretty much toasted, still down bad, less than half a percent away from max drawdown, which honestly it's been quite a journey. I've been trading this account for like over 6 months now. If I go back to where I actually started this account, it has been since November 29. So pretty much call it December, and now we are in the end of May. So it has been basically 6 months, and it has just been a stair step downward, like the discipline has been beating me. I thought I had it figured out, and honestly, that hasn't been the case. It has been a challenging journey, like balancing the trading and work as well as life in general. But like I say, I'm going to always keep it real with you guys. And today is one of them days where I did not execute as how I supposed to, and I missed out on some good opportunities, and I kind of messed up on the ones that I actually took. So where we at and what's the plan going forward? So honestly, I'm going to still try to recover this account. I'm not going to put so much pressure on it. I'm not going to try to do it in a day or in a week or so, because honestly, it's almost futile trying to recover this. You know, it's going to take a while. Even if I risk $100, even if I risk $50, the kind of wins that I'm looking for, I'm not going to get those going back. Today is my last day trading on vacation, and I'm back to work tomorrow. So it's back to the regular routine of trying to catch some trades either overnight or before I get to work. I'm scouting out some other potential prop firms, because right now I can't even buy one of these 100k account right now. So I'm going to have to pretty much save up and come back again. What I plan to do, I might get a smaller account from another prop firm and build up, and then now I might get into um, a new one from FTMO eventually. Will I be ending this series? No. I'm going to just try to slowly recover, as I said, but here's what actually happened today. So I took off. Yesterday was a bank holiday. Yesterday was Monday. I think I took one setup yesterday on the account, and I think it was a small loss. Let me actually go and show you. So yesterday. So here's it. Yesterday it was a break even. Honestly, I took a trade and I got out right before the spike, and I just call it a day there. Today I only took three trades, and two of them ended up in a loss, and one of them was, this looks like break even. Well, it's break even, but this one I ended up closing out that trade at break even, because honestly I wasn't feeling it. Like, I've been trading this drawdown, I've been trading this account, and I've been actually a bit emotional about it, because I did not want to lose this account. I was trying to build up the consistency. I really wanted to get a payout from this, but at this point in time, it might not be possible. It might not be possible. It's going to take a while to ended up recovering this account, and this is a learning process. It doesn't mean that I'm going to give up. It doesn't mean that I'm going to change the strategy. Honestly, it has been just fighting with myself. It's discipline and self-control right now, because honestly, most of the times when I take the big losses going back over the trades, it has been because I've been executing too many trades back to back, even when I get stopped out, or even when I am wrong. So sometimes I'm a bit early, sometimes I'm a bit late, and if I'm late, I try to force the opposite direction. If I'm early, I try to catch it again without the confirmation. And even when I get a loss, I end up trying again. And the fact that I was down in drawdown, I've been literally trying to recover the account. And not so much following my trading plan, following my rules, following my strategy, because you're trying to chase the money. You're trying to make money. And today was one of those days where I could have executed better, but yeah, I did not. So I took a few trades and I'm going to show you how that played out. So this is the MT5. Let me actually get to the end of the day. So I ended up closing out that swing by a mistake that I was holding from the last couple of weeks. And honestly, I think we are going to turn here on the higher time frame. We might get a little bit of a pullback, but let us see. Where did I execute today? I did not trade the overnight session. I ended up trading New York Open. So let me show you exactly where that is. So this is New York Open. I ended up taking a buy here this morning. This is around a little bit after 7. So this was the 7 macro. We ended up coming down. I had my stops all the way below the lows here, and then I kind of brought it up a little bit. We ended up, coming back down, and I executed here with the stops here. I saw this going higher, targeting these highs right here. So honestly, I wanted this high to get run, and I don't know what type of news or something came out there, and I ended up getting wicked out. Now I was only risking like $50 on that trade. I ended up getting stopped out, and yeah, I had to just sit and watch. I could have re-entered, but then again, like I said, because the account is in drawdown, trying to recover and all of that, I was selective about that, because I saw this spike, then I saw this one again, and immediately I said, say this thing going to go up. I was going to re-enter here, then this happened, and then I just watch. We ended up doing all of that. I watch all of this push up, come back down, consolidate, and then do all of that there. What I was thinking here when we came down, I thought I would have sold a little bit more, and I was looking at a futures account that I was messing with. I ended up not taking any executions there until I saw this push down here. So honestly, I could have executed the sells from right here, and I did not. And that was the first mistake. So after the 10 a.m. open, we ended up pushing up here, and I could have executed coming down. I did not execute on that trade. I actually watched it play out, and I tried to take a buy from, this was like a 5-minute order block right here. And my idea was that we came down, we swept, and we would have went back higher. Now, I had the right bias. My entry was off because I didn't wait on the macro. Because sometimes I see the trades playing out outside of the macro, but we did not come low enough. I think here was about equilibrium. We had premium up here and discount down here. What I was thinking is that we would have came down, and that was enough of a pullback for us to go higher, but we ended up coming down again. This was the other entry that I had taken. I took another buy right here. We went up into profit. It wasn't much, so I didn't partial. That was a trade that I ended up making basically a couple dollars here. My stop was below here, and I did not like the fact that we came down here, because in my head I'm thinking maybe we go and sell off. I should have just trusted it, but then again, like I said, the balance down here, I'm down, and I'm thinking maybe we go and continue sell off. So I ended up, when it came back down here, I saw this bounce again, and I saw it reject again. So I just say, you know what, this thing now, but I go up and honestly just close it out and just call it a day right there. We ended up pushing up again and trading sideways, pushing up sideways, pushing up sideways, until we eventually made it pretty much back to the highs there. This would have resulted in maybe around to the highs there. This would have been 180 points, and this could have been, with the lot size that I took, it could have been, it was 1.2 lakhs. So this would have been close to $200 to the highs there. there were some other opportunities throughout the day, but like I said, I just took a step back. I was pretty much exhausted, like I was flustered. I know I'm executing emotionally, and that is the reason why I just pull back and not execute anymore because yeah, like I've been not trading so well, and it kind of just affecting how I'm looking at the charts, and even when I can see the stuff, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. So we ended up not taking any more trades there. This could have been a nice one in the macro, another one here, another one here, but we at the end of the day, and that's how we ended up playing out. So I did not execute, and as like I said, I'm back to work tomorrow. So looking at the higher time frame, what I'm seeing now going into the rest of the week, we have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is what I'm seeing here. So we ended up doing this. So from this gap up yesterday on the bank holiday, we ended up coming down a little bit top below this low, and this weekly candle literally has no wick. I'm thinking that we're going to reverse and fill this gap. We created new all-time highs here. If I should look at this, we created new all-time highs. So I'm thinking eventually we're going roll over, give us a pullback, and just farm in the week and the monthly candle. So the monthly candle actually open, I think down here. I think we open somewhere down here. So no manipulation there. So I'm thinking even if we're going to go higher, we might trade down to farm the week and the monthly candle. And right now it's just a few days left in the month. So the monthly profit taking, usually they say selling may go away, but let us see if we actually get that. S&P a little bit weaker, we end up closing down, and US30 we ended up selling off, so closing down right there as well. That's the higher time frame. Going over to the 15-minute. 1 hour first, then 15 minutes. Now this was a beautiful long buy out of here, and we ended up looking at this thing, and I'm saying we're going to take the previous daily high from earlier. Let me see if I can load the right template. So what I was thinking going into the day, we had previous weekly high here. I think we had previous daily high. This thing not showing me. It's not showing the correct thing, but we had the previous daily high right here, and this was the target out the butt. And the two pullbacks that we got into here, we ended up coming down into that and then running up. Now, yeah, we could have capitalized on this thing, but like I explained before, it was just kind of emotional for me, and I fumbled that part of the trade. And the 15-minute, you could have scouted out entries from this pullback. So at midnight, we traded down into the new week opening gap and retested the previous high that we created. So traded down into that high right here, tapping into the 15-minute, the new week opening gap, and then we just ended up running higher. So we ended up could have gotten entries from down here coming up all the way into all-time highs here before we had that steep reversal, this quick spike down, and then we ended up stair stepping and running up for the rest of the day. Let me look at TradingView now and see how we could have capitalized overnight. So just looking at Nasdaq, this is how we look like. This was the trade that I got spiked out of. Overnight session, it was a bit slow. We ended up selling off from out the bat, coming all the way down. 10 a.m. 10 p.m. Asian session, it was a range. We traded sideways right through, trading up into this little gap here before coming down for a nice manipulation, and you could have gotten a clean long entry right around 4 a.m. this morning with this inversion coming all the way up here. We had a inversion inside of this macro, another one inside of here, nice little continuation entry, pullback, and a nice continuation entry again here to close. Well, we close here and continue up with the new 4 hour up to here. Now once I saw this 4 hour candle, I knew we would have came down. I thought this was enough just to continue into New York, but we ended up doing this, trading back down into the daily open, and took me out there. Now this sell-off at 9:30 was pretty crazy. I did not take it, but we ended up doing all of that and running back up. So this was a nice continuation buy, and like I said, I'm not executing optimally because this would have been a nice buy right here, even up here to continue higher. But I'm under leveraging some of the trades that I took, even on the futures account, because I'm trying to avoid the losses, and I really shouldn't be doing that. I should just let the edge play out, but I'm not doing that right now. So we ended up trading all the way up into all-time highs, and then we got this nice silver bullet reversal right inside of here. So this was a beautiful entry from the silver bullet. Nice little breakdown, inversion, as well as a retest there. And I took this trade on the futures account and ended up closing out. I think I moved the stop to in profit, and this thing come spike me out, and then I missed out on all of this run, and I had my original TP all the way down below these lows, so I missed out on that. This sell ended up playing out very decent, and I should have just called it a day there. Instead, I went back into the market and I tried to take some more trades. I tried to take several buy attempts here with this high resistance run, and every time I got a push up, it stopped me out. So the same thing that happened Friday. Every time I get a push up, it come back, come stop me out, and then finally we had the push inside of the macro. So this reversal came right around 11 to 12. This is lunchtime. Inversion, retest of that CB, BC I should say, and running up. And when I saw this, I thought it would have been a little bit more explosive, but I should have managed my expectations. Meaning, it's a day after a bank holiday, so I shouldn't have expected such a big continuous run. I should have just left the stops where they were and just left the trade. It would have been a nice play out for the day. Even to up here would have been nice. We ended up coming back down, another entry inside the macro, coming back down to lunch. All of this is lunchtime, and going into PM session, we had a nice retrace to the upside. It is slow, but honestly, I prefer these type of moves because you don't have that kind of spike like over here, or when the news and the tweets come out and you get that type of move. Now we ended up just pushing up and closing off a little bit off the highs. The 4 hour candle kind of closed weird because it opened here and closed like a bearish doji, long wick to the upside, long wick to the downside. And this new one open, we traded up, come back down, and then pushing up into the highs before closing over here. Now, like I said, you guys can continue following this journey. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to show you everything, the ups and downs, until I get payout, until everything. I'm going to show you everything. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing and noticing that the subscriber count going closer to 200. Really glad for that. Means the algorithm pushing the videos a little bit more. And just stay tuned for further updates on the journey. Peace.